It's my pleasure to introduce to you now and speak with Chief Terrence M. Cunningham, First VP and Incoming IACP President from Wellesley, Massachusetts Police Department. Chief Cunningham, thank you for joining us.
Great, thank you for having me, I appreciate it.
So congratulations, you're beginning your first term. What are some of the goals you'd like to achieve in your year as President?
Sure, well I guess to start off, the best way that I can put it is, this has been a very, very challenging, 12 months, 8 to 18 months for law enforcement. Actually, to say that is quite an understatement. And we are clearly a membership organization, so hearing from the members over the next year is really important to me. Making sure that I make my way around to talk to all the membership, find out what their concerns are. This past year, we've made a little bit of a cultural shift within IACP. Instead of having just presidential initiatives, we're looking at it as initiatives for the entire organization, and hopefully these are initiatives that are going to transcend not only my presidency, but into the vice presidents that are following me through the chairs. So first and foremost is the issue of procedural justice and police legitimacy. I think anybody that's read the President's Task Force report, that is one of the overarching recommendations in the task force. It's a very, very complicated area. There's a great body of work that's been done on it, and some of that work has been done by the IACP already. But I think it's the difficulty, and where I think that IACP has the power to convene the individuals that we need to push this concept down and be able to employ it on the street with the street level line officers that are out there every day. So there are approximately 600,000 line level police officers across the country in the United States today. And I think what's really important is for them to understand the principles and the concepts of police legitimacy and procedural justice. I mean, it really is kind of the foundation of everything that we do. I mean, the two things that are the most important to us in this profession right now, number one is making sure that our police officers are safe and that they get home every day. And the second piece is to make sure that our communities are treated with dignity and respect. And that is the basic foundation of procedural justice and police legitimacy.
Yeah, good police work there. We were talking earlier about some challenges, especially this year. It's been a challenging year for law enforcement officials. Sure. What issues aren't being talked about? What issues do you think aren't being focused on enough?
Interestingly, I think that one of the issues that we're seeing right now, unfortunately, is an uptick in violence. And violence particularly in our major cities and our urban environments. And early on, from the academia taking a look at this, they're really not sure what's causing that uptick.
Yeah.
So I think that's one concern for us. That's something that we haven't seen in a few years because we saw quite a precipitous decrease in crime prior to this. So we really need to focus on that and try and find out what's happening and what's causing it, what's driving that issue. And the other issue is something that really we haven't talked about, but policing has really moved beyond a law enforcement function and more into a social services function over the last 15 or 20 years. All of these social issues that have been laid at the feet of the police, mental health issues, drug addiction issues, substance abuse issues, homelessness, joblessness. So we need to think about not only how we recruit, but who we recruit. So we need to think about the individuals. I mean, we kind of set up some false expectations for folks because they come into this profession thinking that they're just going to go out and arrest bad guys, when quite frankly, that's not what we do anymore. It really is spending a lot of time on social related issues. So we have to think about how we can better diversify our police departments, not only as far as gender, ethnicity, races, color. I mean, that's really important to us. But we really have to get at who we recruit.
It sounds like you're also talking about getting closer to the community. You want to really build that bond between police officers and the community. So the two are almost interchangeable. They're not looked at as opposing teams.
Absolutely, that is our primary goal. And every police chief that I have an opportunity to talk to, particularly folks that are just being promoted to the rank of police chief, I talk to them about making a deposit in this bank of goodwill and trust in your community. Because you're going to have to make a withdrawal at some point. It's inevitable, just the nature of the business that we have. So you got to make sure every day your officers are out there, they're making a deposit into that bank. And when you have to make a withdrawal, you have to have the support of your community.
Finally, what are you most looking forward to in your term? We only have less than a minute. I know you could probably expound forever, but
sure.
One thing you're looking forward to?
The number one thing is we've got 25,000 members in this association nationwide, 121 countries. I am really looking forward to being responsive to them, find out what their needs are, what they see as the concerns for law enforcement, and then trying to drive those initiatives forward. I mean, the number one lane that IACP fills is a lane of advocacy, and I think that that's probably my number one goal this year, try to turn that negative narrative around.
Incoming IACP President, Chief Terrence Cunningham, thank you so much for your time.
Chris,
we wish you
thank
the
you
best
very
of
much.
luck.
I appreciate it. Thanks
Great
for
to
taking
see
the
you.
time. Appreciate it.